Imagine coming home from second grade and you sit down with your two younger siblings and you start watching Caillou. And this exact scene from Caillou comes on.
What are you waiting for? Go on.
Oh, boy! Caillou loved riding in the big yellow school bus.
We're almost home, Caillou. There's your daddy waiting for you.
Hey,
Did you see me, Daddy? I was in the bus.
I saw you. Now, let's say thank you to Mr. Washington. Thank you, Mr. Washington.
Goodbye, Caillou. Goodbye.
When I was in second grade, this scene inspired me to do something many probably would have been too afraid to do. I had a grumpy old bus driver that picked me up and drove us home every single day. His name was Garth. He always seemed like he was in a bad mood and didn't really want anyone to talk to him. He yelled at many of the kids on the bus on a daily basis, and I'm certain it was the kids that made him tired and grumpy. He terrified most of us second graders, but while I was watching Caillou, I decided I wanted to draw him a picture of his school bus. I put a lot of work into it. I spent about a week making sure I used the right bus numbers, used the right colors. I even made sure that the bus driver looked as much like him as possible. I wanted it to look as good as a second grader possibly could make it. I truly believed I needed it to look just like his bus. My parents liked my idea, but my siblings thought it was weird and would tease me about it. They thought it was weird that I would want to draw a picture for a grumpy, mean old bus driver. Listening to my siblings, I became afraid of giving him the picture, but I decided I needed to do it. When I finally gave him the picture, it was folded up and looked like a note. He first thought it was a note giving me permission to ride the bus with a friend. He didn't look at it when I handed it to him, but as he looked through all the notes from parents, he found it later. The next day, he acted differently. He seemed happier. After everyone got on the bus, he asked for the little girl that gave him the picture. I stood up and raised my hand to let him know I was there. He asked me to talk to him before I got off at my stop. The idea of talking to him really scared me. I actually thought I did something wrong at first. At my stop, I went over to him, and he had a big smile on his face. He said that the picture made his day so much better, and thanked me for it. He started keeping it in his pocket every time he drove the bus. On that day, I learned how much the small things can make a difference in someone's life. One little picture that I put my heart and soul into changed his day, changed his mood. It really helped him, while for some, it may have not been a big deal. But it meant everything to him. I loved seeing how happy he was, and I decided I needed to do more like that. I needed to make people smile. So if you ever think a little gesture will not make a difference for someone, think about how it may actually matter to you. It doesn't matter if it's something small that you say or what you do, but the littlest things will make the biggest difference in someone's life. Listen to what your heart tells you instead of the people around you. Ignore all of the voices around you in the world, and you could make someone's life so much happier.